Is it time to bust up big tech? Certainly there's growing sentiment to do either that, companies like Google and Facebook and others, or restrict the immunities they have in terms of what they're able to do, the powers they exercise. I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where we give you the insights you need for this ever-turbulent world. Certainly there's growing sentiment that something must be done about these big companies. The Justice Department here in the United States came out with proposals to curb Section 230. Section 230 was part of a law passed in the 1990s. It governs what social media companies can and cannot do. Section 230 said these are platforms. They're not publishers. Therefore, they have broad legal immunity for what third parties do on those platforms. The Justice Department and others say that these companies must do more to curb bad activities online, such as things that promote scams, sex trafficking, cyber stalking, terrorism, and the like. The Justice Department also wants these companies to provide more explicit explanations why a site might be taken down or why a particular piece of content was removed. So where should we go from here? What about breaking up these big companies? That's not going to do any good. We should have seen from the past that free markets, competition will bring these companies down to earth if they get too high and mighty. General Motors was once the most dominant company in the world. A few decades later, it went bankrupt. IBM dominated the computer world. The early 1990s had one foot in the corporate graveyard. Microsoft seemed unstoppable. Then came along companies like Google. Walmart, dominating retailing. Then along came Amazon. Free markets will work here. What about content? It is eminently reasonable to have these sites provide full explanations for what they do. We should not have a repeat of what happened between NBC and Google, which deprived a perfectly respectable conservative website of ad revenue. That is wrong. And we should have more accountability there. But what about the scams and other things that come on? I think we just have to rely on companies making good faith efforts. There's no way they can effectively police everything that is online. If something shows up that is bad, you deal with it. The key thing is for these companies like Google, Facebook, and the like, to remember the old AT&T, the old legal monopoly, which existed until the early 1980s. AT&T went out of its way to make sure everybody was happy. Every magazine, every newspaper, every radio station, every TV station got ads from AT&T. Every politician running from office got phone lines right away. People had complaints, AT&T faced them up cheerfully right away. They provided superb service that was the envy of the world. They made sure if something was wrong, they fixed it right away no matter what the cost. That's why AT&T's favorable ratings were sky high. Big tech should take a cue from the old AT&T. Make sure you serve everybody. Make sure you go out of your way that everyone has a fair hearing and a fair chance to use your platform in a lawful way. That way, these companies wouldn't be under attack. People would be working with them to make them better. That's good for them, good for us. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for being with us. Please send in your comments and suggestions. Look forward to seeing you next time.